champion. If you get any sort of lead, it might be the tipping scale for DMG. LR2-0 so far. DMG still looking for...
Or do you back off now? It's going to be option number one.
It's Baus. Does it ever change? Well, leap strike counters right there's the pillar. Still has got face rush though, so he's really quick and just gets to run faster than the frozen domain. So Baus will lose 20% of his HP bar, but doesn't really lead to all that much. Bot lane though, I think we might be looking at a bit of a dive. Kamsky crashes down, gets some value, but a flash on forward from Cage Roll. And Flash First Blood goes to Velia there in the bot side.
They looked for the dive, 3 versus 2. The Jhin only has a cleanse on him, no double displacement summoner, so it was very easy for LR to just pull off that dive right there.
Test around this dragon, one would think.
I was about to say, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a lot of the teams just swap for the sake of swapping. Like right here, Fatesky and Kamsky both have their flashes available. Kadel had to burn both for the dive down the bot lane, so there could be a situation where you get Trundle on their way, the flash on Baus.
Deadly Flourish was flashed away from, but there's still a pillar. No leap strike available. Baus counter striker just hops away again.
He's just on a very, very slippery champion. This time around, he does lose his flash. And most importantly, that was a flash control in terms of vision. Now, Lulash looking towards the top side of the map with this Trundle. His bot lane is over the top side and pushing, trying to shove in that wave, trying to get some control into the river. But again, Velia playing so aggro onto this Wukong invading for the red buff.
Now red buff about to potentially go down as Kadril just stands there and starts autoing all the while top side. Reckless potentially in danger as the curtains are called. Kadril immediately goes and makes sure the Reckless stands behind Brown, but now Baus looking forward with the counter strike. Stun onto Lulis and the Trundle goes down for the count. Subjugate means nothing to a load of rebels from the side of Lost Ratones who claim the feat of warfare. And all the while Velia does go down to Chance, who goes all out and brings the Wukong low.
All right, we get Chance clips again onto the Cassante. It feels like this is items. I feel like having a few dragons early on means that if everything goes to hell, you can still stall by having 10 extra minutes from those 2 dragons.
Yeah, and again, you are then in a fantastic position. We've already got 2 dragons, even if you lose them. As you said, they're still just fine. Mountain Soul to work with as well would be, in fairness, pretty good for the likes of a Trundle or a Cassante if you get a hold of it. Bouncing once more between tier 2s and 3s and just whack someone with the counter strike, trying to hop into the enemy base. Baus, where are you going? What is this direction? Is he going to try and execute to the fountain? He's going to try
I don't think he can here.
He's going to counter strike a little bit more. The Pathmaker a little early. There is finally Baus falling, you would imagine, and Chance picks that one up all the while. Senna is shoving away that bot side, but Baus be Bausing.
Okay, so I want to point out early game, DMG have not necessarily played as much as we wanted to see them play around that mid jungle, using the Kalia play through side. Nemesis.
And he's just dead, throws the ult out as well, and is just way too overeager. And on the other side, Chance has just managed to get a solo kill under the turret onto Baus. We'll try and pick up this T1 while he can. Actually, Velia coming down with Cage Roll. Could get a bit dicey. Lula's still around. Might just give it up here and give that Cassante over to the Wolves, or I suppose in this case, the Monkeys. And Reckless will get over here to help clear out the wave and probably pick up that soul from the dead Cassante.
That's what I meant when I said, yeah, and they're out. So 1 flash onto Velia was all that was burned right there, but you get the Cassante TP right here, right? And again, we mentioned 30 seconds, 35 seconds about on the clock right here. LR will be able to get the resets, get back up on the map, grab a couple of control wards, play for the bot side of the map. You see Reckless is just constantly putting pressure on whoever shows up over in the mid lane. He really does have Fatesky's number on that Jhin as well. So mid lane perma pushing, putting pressure on that mid lane tower, making sure that you can bleed that pressure then into the river, because this is going to be so point. They managed to grab the next mountain, and I feel so bad for Lulash. I feel that bot side jungle has belonged to everyone except him.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much he can do individually, right? Like, you can't sit there and fight 1v3. You will die, but it just feels awful as a jungler, and you're the one that suffers. Well, at least get the Scuttle Crab, and again, may want to come and fight this. TP now behind. Chance might be able to look at them. Player with only 6 days experience, looking to punish someone significantly more at this point, though it is, of course, Baus, who manages to hop around significantly more, perhaps a little bit of an overstatement when it comes to him.
I feel like this might be a free soul point for LR.
Chance.
The ultimates are not available for DMG, but they're still fighting.
Now in danger, flashing away. Reckless gets a bit of a root as a result of a lot of his Baus flashes on him for the counter-strike. Shuffle back with the Emperor's Divide. Come and hang around a little while longer. A double to Reckless. Back in the AD carry role and hasn't missed a shot. Phantomisto forced back under his tier 2. Velia will Warrior Trickster over the wall. Mid lane tier 1 is down, soul point secured and lost Ratones. It is their game to do with as
down. They funneled in. Chance was too far forward. Alar were able to just melt him down before anyone else would get.
You got a 2k lead in the jungle. Everywhere you look, it's blue numbers for LR, and it ain't getting any easier anytime soon. DMG now looking to collapse, maybe pick up a turret with their first of the game, a little bit of something back. It'd be a bounty, but I am clutching at straws here, and DMG need every silver lining they can get.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a secret agent bounce right there, not moving on purpose, but no. It was a replay, sort of standing still for a second. He got that tower over on the top side of the map, and I guess this is how he died.
And that's how the Weaver's Wall came on through to punish him. He gets seismic shoved and dies as a result. But hey, gets the turret, gets the wave after. For Baus, I think he comes up. There's Chance trying to run at Baus here. Chance actually had a few really good individual plays versus Baus, but struggled to find any meaningful advantage. A couple hundred gold ahead, the only member on his team to have, so it's his red buff being fought over. Karmsky going for that grand engage. Doesn't really find too much. Only trying to come through, and now the turnaround with Brawl passive rolling. Chance TPing in. Cadril will try to use the stand behind me to get a little bit out to safety. Fatesky turning on up as well, but now Chance in danger. Cyclone comes on through, and unfortunately, he ends up knocking into the rest of the squad. They're going to look for some more as Nemesis slides, glides, and divides. The whole of DMG for the remaining health bars. Karmsky will at least get out to safety, but they lose 3 at price of absolutely no one.
And you can see how strong Braum is when you pretty much funnel into a choke point. He gets to put his shield up and pretty much absorb anything that comes their way. LR, that was probably like the closest fights that they had. One of their closest fights. A lot of HP bars went pretty low, but I feel like DMG at this point, they're really lacking in the damage department, right? Again, 2 items completely over in LR. DMG are just hanging about on like 1.5. Some of their members have to. If you want to make an impact, if you want to throw Talia over top of that, get Cassante over in the backline. And right now it's just becoming really, really difficult for DMG to find those picks. What?
That's a Lichbane, Brock.
What?
Curtains are called.
I looked away for 1 second. I looked away for 1 second because I'm like, Talia's on the tower. It's fine. It's so fine.
They're going to jump onto this tier 2 now. Chance going to try and get a little bit of value. Needs to be a bit wary as Cadril comes on through and gives him another gift. Tries to go and stop him with the Pathmaker. Goes all out, drags him with the turret, but it's immediately interrupted by that Glacial Fissure. Fatesky coming on over, throws the thumbs up. My days. Chance nearly dies to some incidental soldier damage. Fatesky also similarly chunks Death Cap. You call it out. It's doing a massive chunk. He was on vision by a Farsight alteration. Velia's going to spot him, and that's a 3-level advantage. You don't win that one, Trundle. And Karmsky's going to have to leave his jungler out to die. Cyclone just a little bit shy. Flash away. Cadril debating flying over as well. Throws down a present. Merry Christmas! It's the middle of the summer. But Santa Braum don't care.
And here, LR, they're going to get a very important pick. It's the guy with the smite, right? I feel like Lulas was probably trying to find a way behind, either get a pick or just hide, potentially try to steal with the smite for the Mountain Soul. And now LR is just going to get that much more durable. Add Braum on top of that. Add a bunch of all the utility that Senna brings on top of that. Add Baus with another solo kill on top of that, and LR are just dominating the map.
And there's the Mountain Soul. Sure, Trundle can press R on someone. Maybe that will help a bit, but it doesn't feel like there is anything left in the tank for DMG, who are very much lacking their namesake.
Forever. That's a 3,000 gold lead in the jungle. A 3-level difference in the jungle. And it's just becoming so much more difficult to play those choke points, especially when Braum is there.
Trying to get a hold of Braum, but he's so damn tanky, they'll drag him all out, but he's still only lost a third of his HP bar. Karmsky about to die, doesn't quite. Nemesis shuffles Phantomisto over the wall. They finally bring down the Braum, but it's at the oust. The whole cost of the entire team. A triple kill over to Velia. Make it the double over to Baus as well for the full house. And Lost Ratones take absolutely no prisoners. The coach, the owner, is avenged in very short order.
And I love how everyone scattered immediately right after this fight. You see Nemesis instantly bot lane to push that wave. Mid lane Reckless run back all the way down to the mid side of the map to push that wave forward. Baus over on the top side of the map. The air literally. Here comes the Faker tempo TP as well from Nemesis. They're probably going to start Baron right after this.
No doubt that they will. Inhibitor already taken. Reckless sticks and gets another inhibitor turret. So 1 exposed, 1 down. It's only the bot lane that remains intact. And all the while the Baron has been started. And at this point, I don't think it'll last all that long.
Reckless right there with the prize money, triple, and the rest of the DMG squad are just being zoned out by Baus.
And they all head on in, and Baus just whacks him for an insane amount of damage. The Lich Bane procs with Empower are really wild. We go back to life as Baus potentially in danger here. Does get shut down. Nice pick up with the Subjugate. Pavelia now coming across onto Faith. Few flashes away. Cyclone comes on down. How much more can they get done? Nemesis now looking to slide on in. Just so across the Unraveled Earth. Dawning Shadow coming across keeps people a little bit healthy on the side of LR, and they lose an additional member of the Weaver's Wall coming on in because in the base. Look who's shoving. It's Reckless and Cadril. They're already taking turrets. Chance already low. And Phantomisto is just a Phantom. A ghost in the rain, taken out in really short order. Reckless with the double on the fountain. They continue auto shuffled off it. Even your fountain ain't safe to LR. Baus isn't alive to suicide to it. But Lost Ratones in 27 minutes put DMG to the sword.
Who knew that what we actually needed in the NLC is a literal